ground rules for discussion and for questions, I'd like to point out, please be concise. We have a lot of people in the room. You need to limit your points to 1 minute or less. And also, number 3, if someone else has said it already, please don't repeat it, just pass. Now I'd like to talk about the importance of grassroots democracy. RIRA started in 1989 as a model grassroots organization, or at least that's when we have our Constitution dating back.
1977.
Or our new Constitution. Our new Constitution was 1977. That was before the Constitution.
That's when the Constitution was originally written.
Okay.
It's amended several times.
Oh, okay. Well, we have a historian here. So the one I have was enacted in 1989 and amended in May 1990. And that's the one I sent out to everybody. So please read it. I would like to take this opportunity to read a couple of paragraphs from it. The preamble, which I find very exciting because way back when, they really thought out this organization, and it is a model of grassroots organizing. We, the residents of Roosevelt Island, come from diverse backgrounds and have diverse interests and circumstances. We all want to live together in harmony based on mutual respect and the voluntary sharing of certain responsibilities for our common good. We formed this community association to enable us to define, maintain, and promote our common objectives in a democratic manner. And the purpose of the organization is to represent the interests of its members to all governmental, quasi-governmental, and private institutions that develop policy affecting Roosevelt Island and its residents, that supervise or manage our housing, that supervise or manage other island operations. And number 2, to ensure that the health, safety, and welfare of its members and the quality of life in our community are maintained and improved. The members of RIRA, every individual who lives in residential housing on Roosevelt Island, but everybody in the community is a member of RIRA. When we become the council, represent everyone in the community. And I'd like to talk to that for a minute. We represent everybody in the community, not just ourselves. And when we're talking about clout, political influence, that speaks for a lot. But only if we get the word of the rest of the community. We have to really represent the rest of the community. Otherwise, our words amounts to very little. For too long, we've had just a very few people with making a loud noise. And the politicians, if they didn't want to do something for us, could just say, well, it's just a few of the people. They don't represent the group. They don't represent the whole community. So we don't really have to pay attention to them. So this term, I'd like to turn that around. I'd like to see us really representing the view of the community and reaching out to get the view of the community. And that means more work for us. That doesn't just mean coming to meetings. It doesn't just mean joining a committee and working in isolation on a committee. It means getting out to the rest of the island. It means going back to your building, standing in the lobby at times and talking to people. It means putting out the word, talking to your management association or the managers of the building to see if you can post a flyer in your elevator bank. It means trying to get the word out in any way you can think of in your particular building, in your particular building complex. So over the course of the next 2 years, I would like to see the Communications Committee become a very, very important part of this organization. And while we figure out how we can tap into a way of getting everybody on this island to reliably and consistently be able to respond to us by some form of possibly internet communication, email communication, Google communication. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But I'm hoping that some of you smart people in this room can help us come up with the right way of communicating with the island. And I'm also hoping that we as a community on Roosevelt Island can start a movement, a grassroots movement, that can demonstrate to the rest of the country how it's possible to use, to help a community become a reliable and consistent source of information from the community. If that rings a bell for you, if that makes sense for you, are you willing to step up and help out and do what needs to be done to access the rest of the community?
Yes.
Can I get a show of hands for anybody who is? Right, that's a good majority. Thank you. Okay. The importance of involvement on committees and other island organizations. In the last term, I sadly have to report that many of us did not show up at other outside organizations. Many of us did not go to meetings that were really important. So, for instance, the Roosevelt Island Community Coalition had only a few members from RIRA consistently showing up. Tomorrow night there's a big meeting of the Roosevelt Island Community Coalition for all the island organizations. RIRA will be represented by 4 of us, and Matt. I really urge any of you who are interested in finding out what the negotiation process is with Cornell, please come to that meeting. It's tomorrow night at 7:30 at the River Cross Community Room. If you're interested, email me so I can put you on the mailing list, on the sign-in list at the door station. Show up, get involved, listen and understand what's going on. It's really important. It's really important to join other organizations on the island, or at least come and find out what they're doing. And just show up. Showing up is the first step for anything. Okay. I had sent out a request to everybody to come up with a 1-minute introduction. Did everybody get that request? Okay, great. So, let me go through the request again. Please prepare a brief introduction of no more than 1 minute, 117 words or less, that can include any special skills that you have, background, and more importantly, your main goal for this year, your main goal for the RIRA committees, or goals, and what would be the satisfaction that will, the conditions of satisfaction that will show you that that goal has been met. So I'm going to just give you an example of that for me. My name is Ellen Polivy. My background is social work. I have been a RIRA Vice President under Matt Katz and under Frank Ferenc. I am presently on our local community board of CB8 and a member of the CB8 Land Use Committee that's studying the Cornell development. That's called the New York Committee. I'm also the co-chair of the Roosevelt Island Community Coalition that is negotiating a community benefit agreement with Cornell. My goals for this term in RIRA are: 1, I have 3 goals. A directly elected RIRA board. I will know we have reached this goal when there are direct elections for RIRA board members. and not elections to be appointed, but direct elections. Number 2, to engage the community in giving us input and getting involved. I know we will have reached this goal when we have 2,000 people consistently answering poll questions and an increase in volunteerism on the island. And number 3, to assist each of our common council members to reach their particular goals. I know I have succeeded as our list of accomplishments grow. Okay, so I would like to pass this mic around so that we can hear from different people. You're welcome to pass the mic and not say anything, but I would really like to hear from everybody. And then afterwards, over the course of the next week, if you would please email me those statements. A few of you already did. And I'll compile them so everybody knows what everybody else's goals are. Okay?